What is up, YouTube? Dottz Gaming here, and welcome to the 6th video in my League of Legends beginner guide. So today's video is going to be all about champions, the types of champions, the roles that they fill, and their skills. I'm not going to go over how to cast their skills. That is in my next video, where I will cover abilities and how to actually cast them. But in this video, I'm just going to cover the skills on a general basis. So let's start off with types of champions. So up here you can see primary role. There is assassin, fighter, mage, marksman, support, and tank. Those are the general roles that the champions in League fall into. There are sub-categories of all these different roles, but you can basically put most of the champions into the game in these types of roles. So I'm just going to talk about what they mean, because to the outside eye, people might be like, I don't know what this means. So assassin is exactly what it sounds like. Your goal is to go in, kill someone, and get out. And that's what these champions do. These champions will basically focus on killing like a singular person as fast as they physically can. So that's what these champions do best. Now, a fighter is someone who is going to be good at staying in prolonged combat with somebody else. So they thrive off of long trades and basically duels, and they are good at, as I said, fighting. You know, they don't have to they're not like assassins, where assassins a lot of times, if they don't get in and do what they can, they will just get blown up, because assassins are generally pretty squishy. But a fighter is good at dueling you. They will be able to 1v1 you pretty well and take you down. Now you have a mage, which is your magic damage dealers in League of Legends. So pretty straightforward. There are two types of mages. There are burst mages, ones that are just they're kind of like a AP assassin, so to speak, and then there's other ones where they deal more sustained damage. You know, kind of like a warlock from WoW. You know, they focus more on sustained damage. Then you have a marksman. These are your ranged AD damage dealers, attack damage dealers. So they're like the AD counterpart to the mage. Then you have your supports. Supports basically focus on supporting the team. You know, they generally will bring CC or buffs or what have you to a team to help strengthen them, and they can bring ways to engage, ways to disengage fights. They just bring utility to your team. They're your utility character. And then your tank is exactly what it sounds like. They're your beefcake. They're your frontliner. A lot of times your tank will be the one to initiate for you, so, you know, to start a fight. And they just basically want to go in there, soak up damage, and just cause as much of a nuisance for the enemy team as they can. So, what champions fall into what lanes? Well, it kind of depends. So, because, you know, there are a lot of champions can go into a lot of different lanes. What I would recommend doing, if you know, let's say you go, well, I like mid lane, okay, I want to play in mid lane, but I'm not sure who's good to play in mid lane, who I should play in mid lane. I know I've referenced this website a kabillion times, but I think it's one of the greatest sites for League, champion.gg. If you go and sort by your role, okay, you can go into champions, and you can sort by all of the champions that are good in mid lane. You can look at that entire list and go, okay, if I want to play mid lane, I can pull from these champions. If I want to play bot, so AD carry, I can. So AD carry, right? Those are your marksmans. Your marksmans are generally in the bot lane, paired up with a support. Generally speaking, you'll have a mage in the middle, but you can also have an assassin. Top lane completely varies. Top lane has a lot of different things that you can go into it, but generally you want an assassin, fighter, or mage in the top lane, or even a tank. Tanks are really good at top. And then the jungle, same thing. There's a lot of different stuff that can go in the jungle. But if you want to know what goes into what lane, champion.gg, sort by your specific role, and you'll be able to kind of pick and choose from a list of champions that you'd like. So I'm going to go into skills. So let me go to Shaco for a second. So everybody has 4 skills and a passive for the most part. There are characters that have a lot more skills when they take different forms and they do more things, but 90% of the champions in League have 4 abilities and a passive. So your final ability, I mean, you just, like I said, QWE, they're just regular abilities, right? But everyone's R is their ultimate ability. It's their massive ability, the one that they want to max out first, and it's generally their strongest ability. And then your passive is something that you always just kind of have. So Shaco deals 20% damage when striking a unit from behind. It's passive. I don't have to worry about it. There's nothing to really activate. I just passively have it as I go through the game. So that is basically it, guys. That covers the different types of champions and their roles and their skills. You know, it's pretty simple. Every champion has passive, 3 skills, and an ultimate, except for certain champions like Nidalee, whose ultimate is she changes forms. Nidalee transforms into a cougar, gaining new abilities. So these Q, W, and E will change into something else. So Nidalee has like 7 abilities in a passive, so she's a little bit got more to manage. But that is the general thing with champions, guys. It's pretty simple. Like I said, the big thing that you want to do is if you want to be playing a certain lane in game, right? If you go, I want to play mid. Generally, your mid's going to be your mages or your attack damage assassins. Top has a whole shit ton of stuff that can go top, but generally the best stuff would be like a tank or a fighter top. Those are, obviously, if someone who's a veteran to the game is watching, they'll be like, well, you're wrong. Generally, you want a fighter or a tank top. Bottom is going to have a support and a marksman. And then the jungle has a whole bunch of different stuff that's viable in the jungle. You can have a tank, you could have an assassin, you could have a fighter. Those are generally your roles that are going to go in the jungle. So, I hope that covers it, guys. I hope this clears a lot of stuff up. If you have any questions, please leave it below, and I will be happy to answer. So, please subscribe for the rest of the series. Check out the rest of the playlist. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.